Striving for perfection is an amazing thing, but sometimes, if overdone, it can make everything that we do feel like a burden. We begin to lay these impossible expectations on ourselves that every endeavor that we embark on has to be perfect, which, unfortunately, can paralyze us in the process. Don't get me wrong, doing everything to the best of your ability is a great virtue, but I have found that in many cases, if we have a wrong view of perfection, it can actually hinder us from even taking the first step at all. The problem is we're looking at imperfection as an enemy and not an ally. But what if I told you that you can turn this cruel master into a helpful servant that calms your mind and pushes you towards your goals and not away from them? Well, I found a simple tool that has actually helped me do that, and that is called, well, at least what I call it is the Everything Journal. I noticed in myself, before I had actually thought of doing the Everything Journal, that I would waste a whole lot of my time sitting in front of a blank screen or sitting in front of the camera like this with a blanked out mind, solely because I felt like anything that I spoke or anything that I wrote would not be up to its full potential. And so I'm sitting here trying to conjure up something in my mind that will be as perfect as possible. And unfortunately, as I said earlier, that paralyzed me, and I wasn't able to even engage with the idea that I had in the first place because I was too scared to make something that was imperfect. And while that's a virtuous thing, for sure, like wanting everything that you do to meet its full potential, at the same time, if you don't do anything at all, then that's worse than imperfection. Because at least with imperfection, you have something to work with, you have something that you can mold and make perfect. But if it doesn't exist because you were too afraid to do anything about it, you have inevitably made zero progress. And thus you were in the same boat as you were when you first had the idea in the first place. I had a whole lot of ideas in my head, but I was never able to act on it. And thus a lot of potential was wasted. For those who have been part of the channel for a while know that I have multiple journals for different things. One of them being the Commonplace book. And while it is certainly a wonderful tool, and I actually made a video about it, if you'd like to go see it, I'll pin it at the top of the screen. I still had that weight on me that like everything that I need to do needs to be organized. All of the quotes that I read need to go into certain categories, which is true. In order for a Commonplace book to even work, you have to put them into different categories so that later on you can go back and read the quotes from specific topics that you may need at that specific time. And the same goes for all of my other journals. They're constructed in a way that helps me get the most out of them. And so to break that flow, so to speak, would be kind of to defeat the purpose of the journal in the first place. And so all that to say, I realized that all these books were great, but I needed something that I wasn't afraid to mess up on or afraid to make a mistake on. Something that is kind of just like I can dump everything up in my head onto the piece of paper without fear of imperfection. And so when I had purchased all of my journals, I purchased 4, didn't have a reason why I needed 4, but just thought, hey, I'll just get them just in case I need something for it. And that's when I was like, well, that's what I can use this one for. And I actually called it the Book of Everything, Notes, Thoughts, and Ideas, and I actually made it in 2024. So it's been about a year since I've been using this, and I can't tell you how much that it's helped me. My mind feels a lot more decluttered. I have a lot of wonderful ideas in here that I can build upon, and essentially I've made almost like a blueprint out of this for just whatever random thought that I have. So that way I can come back to it and, if I want, expand on it even further in its respective journal or respective medium, I suppose. Simply put, this is not the structure. This is just the place where ideas are born. And then they can grow and mature further if I desire them to in other places. And ironically, something that was just meant to be something that I could jot my thoughts down without having to worry about organizing them, turned into one of my most valuable journals that I have. And most used, I might add. I hear the cat, I think she wants in. Yep, it was Millie. She was hungry. And now she wants to hang out a little bit, so you'll probably see her walking around in the background. But yeah, I don't think it needs too much explaining. I think you kind of get the gist of what it is. Just kind of a place just to jot down whatever ideas that you have. And now I want to take the time to kind of show you some stuff that I did, just so you can see kind of the thought process behind it and the things that I've been able to do with the journal itself. So one of the very first things that I ever wrote in this journal was actually plans for the coffee bar that used to be sitting behind me, which is funny. There it is right there, you could see it, which actually turned out pretty good. And then over on the right side, actually, I have an illustration of something that I had going on in my mind as far as like the mass belief of people and kind of like the walls that they're confined in. It's just a simple drawing, just something that I had in my head that I wanted to remember for the future, whether that was make a book on it or make a video on it, or even just have it just to kind of remember later on. And then I've got random stuff about like business and Christianity and things. So I've got like charts and notes that I've taken from videos, to even things like brain dumps, which if you're not familiar with what those are, it's basically just writing, like letting your hand write as you think of things, and it's a way to declutter your mind. I found that it especially helps me when I'm fixing to go to bed, because sure, a lot of people experience this, at least I've seen people talk about it, but where you get into bed and fixing to fall asleep and you can't sleep because you got so much stuff on your mind. And so basically this is a way to get that out and onto paper. It doesn't even have, like, it's illegible. Like you can't, like I'd have to have a translator in order to translate what this is. But it's really not the point. The point isn't to come back to this and work on it later. It's just a way to get all of that out of your head and onto the paper. And surprisingly, it actually does work. Like I actually sleep a lot better when I do brain dumps. But yeah, that's just a little side tool that you could use with this one. Oh, and surprisingly, I didn't even know this, but this was the journal that I used for the chicken coop that I made, which again, I have a video for of me actually building the whole thing, but there was the plan there. So see, it's just kind of like just random ideas that I have. No cohesion whatsoever, which normally is a bad thing, but with this, that is the entire point. So just a couple more things. I've got stuff that I've taken notes for this book that I'm writing at the moment. It's a fantasy book, and so I've just been jotting down a lot of ideas, bouncing things around to see what I'd like to add and what I wouldn't like to add. I've got goal setting, so even like meters and everything, and then even like maps of the fantasy world that I'm making. So yeah, what are you doing, Mill? This is Millie. I think I've shown you her back when we first got her, like a long time ago. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm squeezing your tummy. But she was just a little thing now, but or she was a little thing then, but now she's huge, loud, and just plain adorable. But yeah, that's like literally the extent of it. It's nothing fancy, nothing crazy, nothing organized. There's no method. It's just a place where you put down your ideas and either leave them or come back to them and take them further in their respective places. So you may ask, what exactly do I need in order to start this everything journal? I'm convinced, and I think that it is something that will help me drastically, especially because I have tons of ideas and thoughts in my head that I've been sitting on or have completely forgotten because I was too afraid to expand upon them. What do I need to start an everything journal? Well, it's really quite simple. You need a journal, a pen, and a brain. If you have all three of those things, you can easily make an everything journal work. You don't have to have, like, this one's a fancier leather one. It's really not that fancy. I got it at Walmart, but it looks cool. But you can literally just use any notebook that you want. And that is literally it. That is the key to turning imperfection, the fear of imperfection or anxiety that imperfection poses upon our minds, and turning it into something that gives clarity, that actually aids in alleviating anxiety. Also just something that is an absolute joy to work on. Like this is one of my favorite journals because I don't have to worry about perfection. So like whatever I feel like writing or some idea or topic that I'm really into at the moment, I don't have to make sure that I have every I dotted and T crossed. Like, I can just come in here and do whatever I want to with it, and come back to it later. But guys, really, this is like super simple, and there's no excuse for you not to have one, and it'll do nothing but benefit you. So go ahead and find you a journal, dig one up that has been sitting for forever, and just start writing stuff down. And just give it a week. Like, in a week's time, come back and tell me in the comments, like, has that helped you? Has it helped you declutter your mind? And do you feel more confident going forward with ideas that you've had? Have you been alleviated of a lot of the anxieties that come with the idea of perfection? Just give it a week, and that's all I ask. And see if it does not change the way that you approach your ideas. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. I hope that this helps you and that you take action on it and actually do one of these, because you'll be surprised about how drastically it will change your thought life. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and may the Lord be with you all. Glorify Yahweh and burn the boxes. See y'all next time.